War Games is official and the quest for the fifth man is on. Hey, what's going on, guys? Kevin Zwicker from Fast Cut coming at you. And before I get into this video, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel out in more ways than you even know. Plus, it's free. So it is official. We are getting the traditional 5-on-5 man match when it comes to the War Games. We saw briefly on the internet that there was going to be rumors that it was just going to be on a smaller scale, 4-on-4, but we get it. It's official, 5-on-5. And we see the Usos meet up with Sami Zayn to discuss that they need to find a fifth man to complete their team. We hear them talk about how they don't have any friends on SmackDown and they don't have any friends on Raw. So they don't know how they're going to come up with finding this fifth guy. You see Sami Zayn try to recruit himself as the guy to be the one to go off on this dummy mission to find this fifth guy. And the person who was the target for this recruitment trip that Sami Zayn was on was none other than Seth Rollins. As we know, Seth Rollins has a long history with the Bloodline and a long history with Roman Reigns especially. We know that they came up together with Dean Ambrose as the Shield when they made their debut on the main roster. And we see Sami Zayn try to give this long and passionate speech to Seth Rollins about how he knows that Roman Reigns turned on him before. He knows that he has this long history with the Bloodline, battling them multiple different times. But the one thing that keeps him bonded with Roman Reigns, which is the same thing that keeps Sami Zayn bonded with Roman Reigns, is the brotherhood that they all share. And he's really trying to tug on Seth Rollins' heartstrings. But you can see that it went in one ear and out the other. And Seth Rollins told him that he was crazy for even approaching him and told Sami Zayn that Roman Reigns is using him like he did before. And if he was smart, he would get out of it. So Seth Rollins is not the guy who is going to be joining the team. We see later on in the night, we see Jimmy Uso approach Braun Breaker, possibly recruiting him to their team. We got a little tease of that. But later on in the night, we saw Solo Sikoa recruit Seth Rollins to his team. You see Solo Sikoa bring up the fact that, hey, Roman Reigns, you turn it on him. You're a smart guy for not taking his offer. And you see Seth Rollins telling Solo, like, the next time I'm in the ring with Roman Reigns, I'm not going to be teaming up with him. I am going to be curb stomping him, his head to the ring. And that's what is going to happen the next time I'm in the ring with Roman Reigns. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to team up with Roman Reigns, and I'm especially not going to team up with a wannabe Roman Reigns. And you see Solo Sikoa push Jacob Fatu to the side, holding him back. And that is the end of the recruiting trip for this episode. The one thing that I find interesting about this is the fact that Seth Rollins was the first person to turn on Roman Reigns. So you would think that the turns that they've had on each other kind of cancel each other out, but that's not how it works. So we're not seeing him join in the team. But what is interesting about this as well is the fact that they mentioned how they don't have any friends on Raw or SmackDown. But they didn't mention is the fact that they don't have any friends on NXT. If you saw earlier this week, one of the shorts that I did was WWE announced that they have signed Lance Anoy, who is obviously a family member of Roman Reigns. They also signed months ago Hikuleo to an NXT contract. So they do have two individuals who have strong connections to the Bloodline storyline that they could easily insert in this. But the one wild card, and this is a big wild card, is The Rock. All right. We've talked about this multiple different times. It's been circulating on the internet multiple different times of how he could be in the Bloodline or what role he plays in. If they're going for the big name stars, the two obvious choices for me to join this team and to be the fifth man for both teams would be Cody Rhodes be the fifth man for the OG Bloodline team, and The Rock be the fifth man for the new Bloodline team. That would be the most star-studded option. That is the most obvious option to me. But all of these things have to line up perfectly with The Rock's schedule for him to be involved. So that is the main wild card in this match. And we don't know how his schedule fits, but if we're just going logically, what would make the most sense in the storyline? It would be those two individuals. We are going to see later on in this week what's going to go down on SmackDown. There have been some spoilers leaked of what's going on Monday Night Raw that I will not be discussing until next week, because obviously they're doing double tapings because they want their stars to be home for the holidays this Thanksgiving, which is crazy, right? Who would have thought? Under Vince McMahon, this is something that would never be happening. But Triple H is a human being and wants to treat his employees like human beings. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be the fifth man for both of these teams? Let me know in the comment section. Like I said earlier, remember to like the video and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.